Good morning again. Now I am going to discuss how to use DSC for signing letter on eOffice. For that, the first and foremost thing you have to do is we have to insert your DSC. Once you insert, you will find a token symbol here. We have to click. Then we need to log in with the help of PIN. Yeah, you can see here you will find two certificates here. One is key encipherment, another one is digital signature certificate. So we need to download, or I can say we need to export these certificates to our desktop. So let's do first one, export. I will write some file name. We should remember the location. Okay, sorry, not this one. Success. The second one, I will write another file number. Yeah, so both are exported from my token to desktop. Now I am going to close this one. You can either log out or quit this one. Now the second thing we should do is, as I mentioned earlier, we should always use either Internet Explorer or Mozilla Firefox. So I'm going to use Internet Explorer. Now your certificates are saved or exported to your desktop. Now we need to export, or we need to link those certificates with browser. In other way, we need to import those certificates to browser. Further, we need to go to Internet Options, Content, Certificates. You can see already both are saved. That means I have already imported. So to demonstrate to again, I will remove this. Both are removed. Now I am going to do fresh. So I am going to import. Yeah, this is the one. I am going to place next. Successful. Then I am going to import the second one also. Most of you might be using DSC for PFMS. Then all these things might have done already. So you don't have to do again and again. So you can see both are imported. You can see here. If you want, you can check. Yeah, both are imported. Now we need to install DSC Signer. For that, we need to access eoffice.government.in. Yeah, go to downloads, and here you can see digital signer service. Click that one. Of course, here there are two versions. One is 4.1, another one is 6.11. Currently 6.11 is not working properly. In fact, this is the latest version, but it's not working properly. So it is better to use the old version, that is 4.1. Of course, if your Windows is 32-bit, then we need to download this one. If it is 64-bit, we need to download this one. To check whether your Windows is 62 or 32-bit, I think most of you might know, but I'm just giving an idea. To check whether your Windows is 62 or 32-bit, what I should do, I should click this PC properties. You can see this is 64-bit. So what I need to do, I need to download 64-bit. Save. Now it is downloaded. You can see. Or else I will directly find those downloads in downloads. Yeah, it is downloaded now. So you can see again manual is there, installation manual. And before installing, let us check our system configuration and what all we need. We will get to know. you can see here Java is not installed. That means we need to install JRE version 1.8 and above. And another thing is there are two ports. One is 55100, 55101. So your DSC signer service should be installed, and your DSC signer service should work in both the ports. That we are going to see. So the first thing is we should install Java signer service. For that, again, if you open the manual, this is already shared in the classroom, Google Classroom. I'll go to Windows. Yeah. So these are the steps to be done before installing DSC signer. The first thing is Java should be installed. That is version 1.8 or above. And the second is importing SSL certificate. That is very simple, that we are going to discuss. Here we should click this one. If you click this one, it will take to the site. And the problem here is if you download this and if you install, that is not the proper JRE version. Why? Because your JRE version is different for 32-bit and different for 64-bit. If you want, you can check. It is not going to work. So the link which is mentioned here is not going to work. That is the reason why I have mentioned the exact I have shared the link in the classroom. This is the proper link to download the relevant JRE version. You can see here each and everything is given clearly. If it is Windows 64-bit, we need to download this one. If it is 32-bit, we need to download this one. So what I have done to save your time, why? Because if you search in the Google simply JRE version and 64-bit, you may not get the proper JRE update. To avoid this difficulty, I have already shared both JRE 64-bit and JRE 32-bit. It's not 3, it is 32-bit. I am going to rename that one later. So these two already downloaded and I have shared in the Google Classroom. So we can download. If your OS is 64-bit, just download and install. If it is 32-bit, just download and install. Okay. So what I will do now, I have already downloaded 64-bit here. So I'm going to install that one. You can see Java Runtime Environment. We call this as JRE, Java Runtime Environment. So the installation is happening. Yeah, it is installing. Yeah, it is successfully installed. Again, let us go back to this one. If you want, you can check this again by opening bat file. It is going to say whether it is installed or not properly. You can see it is mentioned Java Runtime Environment. It's installed, but DSC signer service is not installed. That we are going to do now. So to install DSC signer service, you can see there are two softwares here. One is 64-bit, another one is X86, means this is meant for 32-bit OS system. So mine is 64-bit, so I'm going to click this one. So I'm going to install. So it is asking, do you want to install SSL certificate? And so there is a separate step for installing SSL. So if you click here yes, then that step will be automatically covered here. So I'm clicking install. Yeah, it is asking, do you want to install? Yes. Finish. Yeah. Your DSC has been installed now. If you want, you can check on the desktop. You can see it has come now already. Your DSC has been, you can see. Yeah, your DSC signer service is already running. That means it is working. Now let us go back. Let us go back to bat file and to check whether everything is running or not. You can see here DSC signing service is running on port 55100 and 55501. That means now your installation is complete. If you want to cross check, you can go to prerequisite. This is already installed, you don't have to do anything. Go to this one. Yeah, you can check this one, test DSC signer service. You can allow and you can check this one, it's success. Now you can check this port, both are success, which means that your DSC signer service is installed and now it is ready to use. Now we are going to discuss how to use DSC in eOffice. So the same old process. Sorry, whenever you are writing, you should write incomplete. Yeah, you can enter now. Yeah. Now you can go to DSC. Here DSC registration. You can see the previous DSC logs. Now here we need to click. It is saying no certificate found. You can again check. It seems there is an error. 1 second. Let me resolve that one. Yeah, there was some internal issue. A USB port was not working. Then I will show you here. So DSC registration. You can see multiple registration at the bottom. You can see these are the number of registration I have done in the previous occasions. You can see there are so many logs I have made. So whenever you are doing freshly, so you have to click here, register DSC. So register. Then we have to enter your pin of your DSC key. You can see DSC registered as successfully. So this is the setting. Then let us go to files, not files. Let us go to first settings. So here we need to change our preference. You can see here DSC setting. So here if you select both, what will happen, even when you try to log into your e-office, again it is going to ask your DSE OTP. That means your login process is going to be too laborious. So what we are going to do, we'll click only signing. That means whenever you want to sign a letter, then only OTP will be asked. So you can save it. Then let us go to files. Then this process is very simple. Let's say paste control. One file I have received. Now I need to simply forward this file to subordinate. Internet Explorer is little clumsy. Yeah, now you can see. Now I want to forward this file back to dealing head. Of course, file was already put up earlier. Now I am just forwarding back. So you can simply, you can see here, you could able to see another option here, DSE sign and send. Earlier this option was not there. Now you could able to see this option. You can either e-sign and send, or you can simply send, or you can DSE sign and send. So sorry, I am by mistake I am send it back. This is wrong. I need to send it to dealing hand. Then you can simply DSE sign. Yeah, the file has been DSE sign and send. You can see within one click the file has been signed and sent. You can check like this, DSE signed. Likewise, you can see the other files as well. You can see this is another file. This is again approved. Again I need to forward it back. You can see the yellow here. That means the file originally was initiated by Mr. Senthil. That's why it is appearing as yellow. It is already approved. So I am just sending DSE and sign. So you don't have to enter again pin again and again. So likewise you can sign files. Okay, again I am going to show another thing, how to sign DFAs. Morning I have signed one letter. I could not able to dispatch. It seems this one. Yeah, morning I could not able to sign with the help of e-sign. Now let me use e-sign, DSE sign. For that again I will take the custom signature, and you can see here there are two options. One is DSE sign, another one is e-sign. So select one. So you can place here DSE sign. You can see sign has been digitally signed by so and so. So it is digitally signed now. Now you can dispatch. Now we need to dispatch. We have two options. Either you can directly send this file to subordinate to dispatch, or you can dispatch yourself. So if you want to send the file back to subordinate, I can simply click the correspondence, and you can add green note here. You can inform her that please dispatch, or else you yourself can dispatch. So to demonstrate in the class, I will dispatch myself. You can see the options here. So you don't have to go for postal. Click the email option here. You can see defaultly your establishment ID is already created. So what I am trying to say earlier, here the copy is marked to only E4. Let's assume that this copy is marked to 10 people. So if you select 10 people in the communication details, that letter will definitely, all the email address will appear defaultly here. And of course, once you click any of this option, the letter will be dispatched to all the email address. There is no problem in that. But the problem is 10 copies will be saved in your file. So to avoid that one, what we need to do, suppose there are 10 people, right in corresponding details, if you go to communication details here, you can see we need to add only one person detail is added. That's it. Of course, here only one person is there. Even if you have more than one person, we need to add only one person detail. That's it. And the remaining email IDs we should mention clearly here, so that the letter will be go to all the email address, and only one copy will be saved in your file. Actually, this is a very important step in dispatch. Why? Because in communication detail, sometimes you may add 10 people here, but for the 10 people, suppose if email address is missing, then there is no point of dispatching that letter. Even if the person is added and if email address is not there, and if email address is mentioned wrong, then the default email address will come here and letter ultimately will not go. So while dispatching, we should write email. Suppose if this copy is going to somebody else also, let's say this copy is going to copy to, let's say accounts, section officer accounts 4. So you can write the corresponding email address. Just like our sending emails, here we should write CC. So this is a very important step. That's why I mentioned earlier, there is no significance to adding recipients in communication details. The reason is here. Even if you mention single address and if you add all the email address here, the letter will deliver to intended person. Suppose if you want to add, of course, I can even CC. Even if you add BCC also, if you want to send the same letter to somebody also, you can send. You can add comma, or you can write the body sir. You can simply write this thing. Postal, you don't have to click. Of course, there is another way. You just have to take the printout of this document, and we have to send it by postal. If you are sending by postal, we have to write the postal by which way you are sending and all. Anyway, it's not required. There are two options: send with follow-up and send without follow-up. So generally, we will click send without follow-up. If you click with follow-up, then again after 15 days, you could able to send the letter again. You can see this letter is issued. You can see the email symbol here. That means letter has been emailed. You can see to whom that letter has been sent. Okay, so you can see this is actually dispatch section. You can see here dispatch. You can see to whom the letter has gone. Okay, and you can see the you will find the letter in your email. You can see you will get letter like this, e-office with in the name of e-office you are going to let. Why? Because I have marked nw.mh as one of the CC, so I have received this document like this. Okay, so what we need to do, we should always write email address which are being used by all. Let's say suppose if you want to send a letter to any person in NWA, and if you write his or her personal email ID, personal NIC email ID, generally people don't see NIC email IDs. So we should always mention the IDs which are being used, common email ID. Let's say if it is KGBO common email ID. So the dealing hand, we have to always nominate one person to download this kind of letters and diarize those letters. We have to download manually and upload the letters just by using browser and diarize. And if not, then what you need to do, this is actually NWA ID. So what I will do, I will forward this letter to my personal ID, and from that I can auto diarize this. This is just our own letter. Generally we may receive letters like this. Now we don't have any such letter here. Yeah, there is one acknowledgement here. Acknowledgements are not required to diarize. If you want to diarize, again just send it to concerned person email ID, official ID, and from there you can auto diarize it. So this is all about using DSC, and of course we can sign the remaining files. Now I would like to say another feature, like in tenders and estimates, we need to place signature of multiple persons in a single page. So by this e-office process, we cannot able to place multiple signature in a single file. So what we need to do, we need to take the help of DSC signer tool. So go to eoffice.government.in. So go to downloads. Here you can see desktop digital signing tool, and of course we need to download that one, and we need to install. It's saying that one tool has been created. Yeah, here. Now you can see the moment you click, you are going to get file like you are going to get dashboard like this. Now you can see if you want to sign a particular document, any document. So I'll take any one letter, let's say this letter, just for example purpose, and we need to write where it is going to be saved, and we need to write coordinate. That means we need to click the box where sign should be placed. So further capture, sorry, we need to select the properly box. Anyway, I'm not wasting time. I will come back. I will apply signature. You can see you have to select. You need to enter PIN. You can see now signature has been placed. That means this is like signing documents even without taking help of eOffice. Now let us see how the sign is going to look like. Now this is how the sign is going to look like. Of course I could have placed a box here like this. Suppose if somebody else also needs to sign on the same document, just like in the estimates. In the estimates, like 2-3 people needs to sign on the same document. So in that, what I need to do, I need to save this document. I need to upload the same document. Now you can use another digital signature. Let's say I'm using another signature here. I remove my digital signature. Now I have inserted DSC of another person. Let me browse. Here's the letter which is just signed by me with my DSC. Now again I will coordinate, I will capture, I will select here, box, back, apply signature. This is another person. You can see it is saved. You can see here, you will find both the signature. Generally in the estimate, we generally write estimate is prepared by, checked by, verified by, recommended by. So we can place in a single document multiple person signature. So this is one of the advantage of using DSC tool. And there is another tool also, that is bulk PDF signing. That means if you have similar kind of documents, you might have seen telephone bills nowadays will come with digital signature. They don't sign on each and every page. Why? Because all bills of the same nature, same format. So the only thing is we need to select a folder where all those documents are saved. Unfortunately, I don't have such folder. I will select some random folder to explain you. See downloads, there are so many documents here. So okay, I will select this one. So I will just capture. It will ask kindly ensure that all documents should be of the same type and structure so that signature will be placed uniformly in all documents. So this is quite natural. So I'll put some location and apply signature. That means all the documents in that particular folder will be now digitally signed. So this is the another advantage of DSC signing tool. I think this is self-explanatory. Everyone can able to explore this one. Now let us go back to our e-office. Yeah, the one thing I forgot to mention while in the previous lecture, that is about MIS reports. Let us go back. You can see here e-file MIS report. You can even check the dispatch register. You can go for detail or summary. You can explore, there are various options. Of course, you can select the date. You can choose the advanced parameter and you can choose the language Hindi and you can click U. It is going to appear. Now you can see date have come. I mean, of course, I have opened in a different browser, Microsoft Edge. As I mentioned earlier, if your purpose is signing letters with the help of DAC, then only your IE Internet Explorer is suitable. For all other purpose, Microsoft Edge is the best browser. And you can select advanced option, Hindi. Then you can see it is going to give how many letters have been dispatched. Of course, it is giving from the last 1 year. You can change the date also, and even you can check the monthly wise. You can check the monthly wise. There are various things. Even receipt also you can see here. Receipt closed, forward receipt pending with whom. This also you can check here. So this is going to show what are the receipt with whom they are pending, from how many days they are pending. It is going to show. So there are so many things like file pendency of section. This is going to give each and every detail. So everyone of can explore about this section. So with that, I have covered almost everything about e-office. And if you get any doubts, you're always welcome to contact me.